In France. Okay. So good day and good morning.
This is afternoon in France.
Yeah.
I was in France for 7 years and lived in Paris.
No.
But haven't been to LA yet.
Yeah, maybe one day we can meet in LA.
Yes, why not?
We shouldn't be invited in China. No.
Yeah.
It wasn't possible to invite
well.
us in China.
Oui, bienvenue. All welcome. So will this Zoom link be open to audience, or audience will only on the platform of YouTube?
So this link will be open to the audiences who registered for the event, because we can't open it to public. Otherwise, we have a lot of spam. We had that problem before. But audiences can join as they want on YouTube. Okay, so I think there are audiences already in the waiting room. So once the time is up, I will just start letting them in. But I think we are now also live on YouTube as well.
Okay, so also for the audience on YouTube, if they have some questions, they may also write to us, and we will know, and we can have. Okay.
Yes, I will forward those questions to the chat box.
Okay, thank you. And for me, I'm also quite how to say, I'm very sorry about the WhatsApp, because I had to make it. WhatsApp couldn't be used here. I can hardly register the WhatsApp, so. And for today, I think perhaps first we can let our directors to introduce briefly about your films, and one by one very quickly, and later we may discuss one by one. How do you think?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Do
we start now, or
probably later after 1 minute, 30 seconds? Okay.
Okay, I think the time is up, and
time is up.
It's all yours, Wanya. I'll let the audiences in. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I'll wait for a little second. So let's begin now. Thank you, and ladies and gentlemen, good morning for friends in America, and good day for friends in Europe, good evening for friends in Asia. Welcome to CinéFabrique at Baturu, which is part of a program of screening short films by former students of CinéFabrique Film School in Lyon, France. And we are here at the Baturu Festival in Beijing. And today, the online screening program includes 7 short films. The first one is Papa n'est pas Nero by Malo Maëlle Vauchel. And the second one, Gandalgo. Third one, Mona au fond des eaux. The fourth one, Les Gorges. And the fifth one, Lorsque je cherchais Lola. The sixth one, On ne peut plus rien dire. And the seventh, Yatana. The films are screened on the streaming platform Montage until next Sunday, July the 25th. And today we are very honored to invite 4 directors of these films. They are Carla Hennequart, the director of Gandalgo.
Yes, I have to introduce myself.
Carla.
Hello.
And Coline Costes. the director of Alors que je cherchais Lola. Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, that's my movie. I have to speak?
Yeah.
I can hear.
I think it froze.
Yeah.
Let's wait for him for a second.
Okay.
I think he should be rejoining. Sorry, everyone. So our host is having a little bit of technical issue, and he's trying to rejoin in now.
Sorry, I'm back here. Okay, so where were we? I think perhaps we can directly go to the beginning. And we are very honored to invite 4 directors of these films. First, Carla Hennequart, the director of Candago. Hello, Carla. And Coline Costes.
Oh, hi.
Hi, director of Alors que je cherchais Lola. Hello, Coline.
Hi.
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 And Lucie Demange, the director of Yatana.
Yes.
Hello, Lucie.
Hello.
Hello. And Malo Maëlle Vauchel, the director of Papa N'est Pas Nero. Hello, Malo.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Thank you for coming. And some of audience may have already watched the films, some may not yet. So at first, we would like to invite our directors to briefly introduce their films, and then we may discuss it in depth later. So who would like to begin at first? Or we begin in or start in alphabetic order?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Carla, perhaps the first. Carla, would you like to say something about Candago?
Yes, it's a movie who I directed 2 years ago in Burkina Faso during my school. So it's brief.
Okay, that's good. We can discuss it later. And what about Coline, about Lola?
Yeah, Alors que je cherchais Lola is my movie end of my student school. It was an experimentation with photos, and it's autobiographic essay.
Okay, and about Yatana, Lucie?
Yes, it's a movie I directed like 2 years ago in Myanmar, so before the rebellion, and
yes,
it's about it's a documentary. It's a portrait about a trans woman who is also a spiritualist, and her name is Yadana.
Okay, and Malo, you want to say something about Papa N'est Pas Nero?
Yes, so Papa N'est Pas un Héros is my the movie I made for my diploma at the end of CinéFabrique. So it was 2 years ago, and it's a fiction short movie about a young woman who basically kidnapped her little sister to have a journey and be able to go through her relationship with her father.
Okay, I see. So let's go back to the first, Carla, and about the Candago. So we have received some questions from the audience, and one of the questions is about the name. So what's the meaning of Candago? It is a special language of Burkina Faso?
Yes, it means the one who's proud. It's Mossi. It's come from the Mossi language. That is the main language in Burkina Faso, and it's about the character of the father of the main character, Kurotimi.
So Candago is
that's the meaning of Candago.
Okay. So I remember her father, Dion, is a chief of the army of the village. So Candago could also mean the opposition of her father and also of the daughter, isn't it?
Most about the father who is being crazy, kind of crazy during the movie, and it's kind of the scene of pride, and yes.
Okay.
It's very for the father.
Okay, it's about her father. In fact, I'm also very moved about the movie, about the story of the daughter, and in fact, I think her daughter faced with the accusation against her father and those accusations by all the villagers, and we can see that she resisted and also began a journey to find her father. In fact, for me, I'm very interested by the end, because at the end, after finally finds her father, the daughter has been shocked by the fact that her father has attacked the neighboring village. So then decide to have a deal with her father and finally killed him, buried him. So this reminded me of the Greek tragedy Oedipus, about mankind's stubborn struggle against destiny. So do you think that could we consider the Candago also as a tragedy of the Oedipus model?
I wasn't sure. It's more about crossing genre, like Western and samurai movies. And the start of the project was a news item which happens in the Mali, about a militia chief from the Dogo who's become crazy because there are too many killing and wars and conflicts. And I was when I wrote the project, I needed I needed to take some distance from the story, because I didn't know the country very well. It was the first time that I went there, and I was influenced by the myth of Burkina Faso too, from Yenenga, who is a figure who's giving birth to the nation of Mossi, which is the main population in Burkina Faso.
Okay.
So that's it.
So you have been to Burkina Faso, and these stories mean about based on true stories there. So in fact there are
it's a mix of many things about so new items and myth, and I wish to talk about the intercommunal conflict too between Mossy and Pearl, and also I was needed to make how to say so, in costume movie to take some distance in times.
Oh, that's interesting. So, because I think this film is quite, how to say, what about this? What inspired you to make this film? To give you this idea to make this film? What do you want to, how to say, wants the audience or people to who watch on this film to get?
I don't really know. I was just trying to a new format, a new new format. I was the team was very people from the team was very they come from many countries, many different countries, and I talked with them about the story too. So I talked with people from Burkina Faso too, and I was more interesting to I don't know, to have a universal part of the story, and another one more personal with the character of Korotimi.
Oh, that's quite interesting. I think we can continue, and we can move to other films, and later we can discuss together. Yeah. So what about the second film? What about Coline? About Lola, I lost the sexual Lola. I think this is also about how to say, because in Gondago we have seen that the journey of her daughter, and I think for the film of I lost the sexual Lola, it's also about her journey, but more abstract, and we have seen that this film is quite poetic, like a painting, like. As you say, it's like a collection of many different photos, and so we have many questions also. First, question that has appeared many times in the film, and but still we would like to ask again. So who is Lola, in fact? Who is Lola?
Lola is the narrator of the story. Is like a story that is looking for his character, and at the end the story finds a character that is the narrator, but it wasn't something provision because it's a documentary.
Yes.
Doing it, I saw this inscription of Lola in a wall in Paris, in a tunnel.
In the tunnel, yes. In the metro.
In the subway, yes.
Subway, yes.
I thought it could be the character, which is the story. The movie is in two parts. The first part is parcours. Quelqu'un sait dire ça?
Parcours, yes, oui.
Yeah. In the city.
In the city.
And then, yeah, and then it's like more abstract, more in the photos are different. It's argentical photos, and it's more like a dream.
Like a dream. So I see. Because when I watch this film, I can also feel two sides. I think on one side I feel the dissatisfaction of this film with the chaos of the society around, and later from the photos, from the image of the birds, we can feel the desire for the freedom and for peace. So this is like a poem, I think, just like a poem. And another question is that the first time Lola appeared in the film is in the form of how to say urban graffiti.
Yes.
And what do you think? What's your opinion about urban graffiti? What kind of exists?
I don't have any opinions about urban graffiti, but I think it helped my story because it was like a sign.
Like a sign, like a symbol.
A symbol, something that happens to you that is like unexpected. It's not an idea, intellectual about graffiti.
I see. Wow. So when you do the film, it's also like doing a painting, impressionist painting.
Yeah, I like to find while I'm doing it.
Okay, I see. Okay, another question about the detail is that at the end we have seen a metaphor of small puddles and rivers, the comparison of the small puddles and the rivers at the end. We have also seen the metaphor of the bird in the sky. So what's the meaning of this kind of metaphor? Could you explain it a little?
It's like about freedom, about the fact of being everywhere and nowhere at the same time, and the possibility to escape. The first part of the movie is more real. In the reality is more something
the
hard.
Real world. Yes, very hard, very chaotic.
The metaphor is like to the possibility of abstraction.
Abstraction. Okay, I see. We can discuss it later. So let's move to the third film, Yadana, of Lucie Demange. Hello, Lucie.
Hello.
Hello. And about this film, this is also a documentary, and we see that about Yadana Wing, who works as a Nako, and Nakado is a spirit woman or goddess in Myanmar traditional culture. I would like to say that Yadana has a beautiful soul, beautiful humanity, and she knows that she knows about herself since she was a child, but because of a promise of her father, she kept hiding her true self until her parents passed away. And now we can see that in this documentary, she was very free and relaxed and very happy. So we have a question that about her. In fact, so how long was the documentary shooting? It's last long time.
No, I was in Myanmar for a month, and I think I met
only a
her.
month.
Yeah, but I met her only after like maybe 10 days then. So we had a shooting together maybe on 2 weeks, maybe a little bit more. So it was very short. And that's why also there is not a very strong narrative. I mean, it's just some piece of her life, and that's it. But yeah, it was a kind of a short shooting.
But before or later, do you have some other connection with Yadana, or like before it? Do you know her? No.
No. I didn't know her actually. When I arrived in Myanmar, I had a lot of difficulty, in fact, in the first place to find because I was looking for Natkados. Because I had made this research on the internet, and I was looking for LGBT Natkadao. It was the topic that I was interested in. It was very difficult at the beginning to find someone, and then I met someone who knew someone who knew someone who took me to a ceremony that cadeau ceremony where I met Yadana. I saw her, she was performing there. And at the end, I just asked her, can I shoot you? Can I make a documentary on you? And she agreed, and that's it.
Okay, I see. That's also not bad. And so after your shooting, do you have even more connection with her? Do we have some more information?
Now, I continue to communicate with Yadana after the shooting, but with the Yadana doesn't speak English at all, and I don't speak
Yes.
Burmese at all. So we were only speaking with a translator. And so we were sending message to each other. Like I was sending a message to my friend with Momo, who is talking Burmese and English, and he was translating to her, and it was all on Messenger. So it was kind of a mess. It was hard to communicate. And right now, as you know, there was a rebellion in Myanmar.
Yes,
so yeah, the country. So
from the beginning
right
of this
now,
year.
yes, and people don't have Facebook anymore, and it's I don't have news about anyone there, and I don't know how to reach them because I'm far away. So right now, no, I don't have news, and I'm very worried about them because repressions against LGBT people and especially trans women right now in Myanmar are very strong and very violent. So I don't know how she is.
That's okay. Hope everything's well. In fact, many of audience also concerned about Yadana and would like to know more about her, and we wish her everything's okay. I think, yes, and perhaps we hope that one day Myanmar can be open again, so we can get contact with her again.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Lucie, and thank you all. And later we can go to the first one. Hello, Malo. We'd like to know something about Papa Neba Nero. Neba Enero, sorry for my pronunciation.
I'm sorry.
And about the name, Papa Neba Nero, we also, first question is also about the name. And here we would like to make sure that because Ero, we have two meanings. So do you want to say that Papa is not an hero, or we would like to say that Papa is absent in this film? Because I can explain that because when we watch this film, it's quite interesting that Oceana, who is pregnant, and
you mean
the
he's
father
not a hero?
Hey, hi,
sorry.
I'm listening. We have some internet, so you want to say something about it?
No, yes, yeah, it's funny because the meaning of the title, it's actually a wink to a French movie's name, which is My Father is Hero.
Yes.
In French, Mon Père ce héros. And I wanted to make a movie about a father who's not a good one. So the title just came like My Father is not a hero. But it's funny because he's also not a character of the movie, not really.
Yes, not a character. It's funny.
Yeah.
Yes, because we think that the father of her future baby has never shown up and only have how to say less than 2-3 seconds and appeared in the photo. And then we see that the father of Ocean and her sister-in-law has never shown up neither, only the voice at the end. That's quite interesting. So our question is that because how to say, because having babies is an important thing for human beings, and men are always absent in this process. So do you have this kind of do you want to just to show this is how to say this phenomenon that's quite interesting?
I think that if the men with Ocean had a baby, she's pregnant from him, but she's not. Maybe we don't know if she's having the baby or not. This man is quite absent because for me it's a movie about a woman and and how she's going, how her relationship with her father is, how do you say, conditioning her to think that she can't have a child because she's too young, because her father was too young to have her. So her father wasn't there for her. So for me, it was logical that the man she's pregnant from, we don't really care about him, because it's about her question and if she's gonna keep the child or not.
Okay. But even at the end, yes, right. Because at the end, I see that you've also met an open ending, because we didn't know whether she will keep the child or not. Isn't it?
No, but for me, the movie wasn't really, actually, it wasn't really about if she's going to have an abortion or not. It's more that she, at the beginning of the movie, she feels that she's not able to make that decision because she's not in peace with herself. But at the end of the movie, she makes peace with her sister, with her father, and with herself. So she's free to make a decision, and the decision is hers, and it's not our concern, actually.
I see. Yes, we can see that she has make a, how to say, a harmony relation with her sister-in-law, but with her father, do you think she also successfully arrived to a peaceful relation? Because we see that in the phone she yelled at her father and then throw the phone away.
Yeah, it's not really making peace with him. It's more about telling him. She finally tells him everything she wanted to say, and
finally speak out what troubled her a lot for many years.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
So all along of the movie, she's someone who never speaks. She never tells anything, and sometimes she opens up to her sister. And at the end of the movie, at the beginning, she's not even able to stay on the phone with him. And at the end, she tells everything and throw everything at him.
Finally speak out. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And another question is about the music, because we've heard an old Italian song, Bella Ciao.
Yes.
Many of the audience also like it very much. So do you have some special meaning about this music?
Yes, but it's really a personal meaning because at the beginning of the production of I was supposed to do the production of this movie with a friend of ours who died at the beginning of the year of my third year at the CinéFabrique. And he was supposed to help me during all this journey, which is making a movie. And we used to know him through also this song during parties. And so for me, it was a tribute to him. So that's why there is Bella Ciao in the movie. You froze.
I think Wanya is back again, but it sounds like the connection is not very good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get him 1 second. So Wanya, I think your connection is still pretty bad now. I don't think we can hear your voice clearly.
No.
Okay, he's rejoining now. Sorry, there seems to be a lot of places to have technical issues in international online meetings. Wanya, are you back?
Yes, could you hear me? Hello.
Yes.
Wow, finally. Sorry for the terrible internet connection here. So where were we? I think last moment is that I've heard that Malo has told us the story about the Bella Cho, and it's quite a moving story. And in fact, we have already finished all the questions that prepared before the event. So we would like to know whether we have more questions from our audience, from YouTube platform or some others. So let's see. Not yet. So perhaps we can. I see. Okay, so now we don't have a question from the audience. We may discuss together. So we see that. So you are our directors. You are all classmates in CinéFabrique, isn't it? You know each other before?
Yes, but we're not from the same promotion. Coline is from the absolutely first one promotion of the CinéFabrique. I'm from promotion 2, and Carla and Lucie are from the third one.
So we have many different approach. So could you present us more about CinéFabrique? What kind of experience do you have? And in fact, we would like to know what has make you to make different films in different countries all around the world. And the film has also different scape. We have documentaries, and we also have some
On est d'accord qu'il est reparti?
Ouais. It froze again, so maybe we can still answer the question. I don't know.
Yes. Well, CinéFabrique is an amazing school with a lot of projects all the time. We make 4 projects, 4 years, more or less.
Vas-y, continue.
Mais il y a vraiment des gens en train de regarder.
Yeah, maybe we can just take a round to introduce a little bit about CinéFabrique, see if there's anything that would be interesting for the audiences to know.
So CinéFabrique, yeah, it's a school with 5 sections: image, sound, edition, production, and script. And we enter in a section and we have the possibility to direct during the 3 years, even if we are not entering in a direction section. So it led the possibility to make a lot of experience of documentary and fiction. That's why the projects are different, because we pitch every time and they decide to make it. So we have a possibility to try things. Do you want to complete?
Maybe we can say in which section which one of us are or used to be. Because I was in script writing section, and my movie was for the end of the year for the 3 years of school. So I shoot in France.
I was in image. I was in image.
Yeah, and both of us with Carla, we made our movies abroad, because when we were in second year, before COVID, there used to be a partnership international, which is called Ciné School, and which allows us to go during a month in a partner country, and people from other countries go also go in other countries. Like some people from Myanmar went to shoot movies in France. Same with Burkina, and that's why we shot abroad, so far away from France.
J'ai une autre question sur le chat.
Yeah.
It
Sure.
would
Yes,
be interesting.
Bah, vas-y, Coline.
Non, vas-y.
So right now I'm living in Grenoble. So the CinéFabrique school is in Lyon, and Grenoble is a city near this city. And I'm living in Grenoble where I used to grow up. I'm currently working in high school, not anything to do with cinema, but just for living, because I'm spending time writing new projects, and I'm actually working on a third short movie, because I made a second one for a theater in Lyon, which name is Amoureuse, and it's in online if you want to see. And so I'm working on my third short movie, documentary, and also a workshop for teenagers to talk about sexualities, and also while doing cinema. Voilà.
For my part, I continue to make movie of a documentary, a movie called The Outlines of Love. It's a intimate movie about a relationship between two countries, and I'm starting the post-production of this movie, and I still do image and photography in projects of other people. Like right now I'm in a set. Do you want to tell?
Well, I can go. On my side, so I was in image section 2. So, I work on feature films as an electrician. I do the lighting. This is how I earn money in my life. And also, I'm still making documentaries. And right now, I'm shooting a feature documentary, more about family and personal stuff.
Yes, and for me, I'm kind of holidays right now, so that's it. And during the year, I used to work as an assistant director, and I directed 2 short films also. And yes.
How do we raise funds for our movies? For the one that you saw online, for Papa n'est pas un héros, it was money that the school gave us for this kind of movie, or the diploma movies. So we had, I don't remember, 10,000 euros. And we shoot for 2 weeks and had about 1 month of post-production. But for other projects, we ask for money with a producer. Yes, so I don't. But it's not really for a young director. It's quite difficult to have some funds. Quelqu'un d'autre qui veut répondre ou...
Après, the school, CinéFabrique gave us money for all of us.
Yeah.
So
we still have the possibility to make film with CinéFabrique, to take materials, to use edition, and so we can still do it like this. And we are all looking for, I think, other funds, but it's difficult and it takes time, so we are in it.
And for there's another movie on the website of the festival, which is Mona au fond des eaux, for which the directress made a crowdfunding, and she asked for money for friends and other people to participate to the project.
I think he's never. Il va pas revenir. He's never coming back.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it looks like Wanya is back, but I'm not sure whether we can hear him or not. Wanya, do you want to try if your mic and network is working?
So what do we do?
Let's give him a couple more seconds. If he still cannot connect well, I think we'll probably have to end the event earlier than we planned. So we have one more question from the audience. Are there any institutions or special organizations in France that help directors to fund their movies? I guess that's probably a question that's kind of relevant for a lot of new filmmakers.
Yes, there is. You can ask for money. The bigger institution is a CNC, cinematographic. How do you say in English? But it's quite the bigger one who give a lot of money, not to one person, but who can give a lot of money to different people. And for short movies, longer movies, and documentaries and everything. But it's quite difficult to have some money from them because you have to build up all the dossier, a file, and pass through different commissions and everything. So it's quite a journey to have help from them. But you can have help from different regions in France, like Lyon and Grenoble is in Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes, so you can ask Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes to give you some money in exchange of what you have to spend the money in this city, and work with technicians and people from this place. But there's a lot of possibilities. You just have to go through and look for. It depends also on where you're at on your movie. If you are writing or doing the shooting, or if you're already in post-production. You're welcome.
Okay. I think Wanya is still having problem connecting to our Zoom meeting. So if that's every question for the audiences, then we thank all the filmmakers for participating in the discussion. And it's a great honor to have your works hosted on Montage. And if the audiences, if you have not seen the short films yet, you can still see them on Montage before 25th of July. They're all very exciting and have a very new perspective takes on the new generation of filmmakers. So thank you all for today's discussion, and it's nice to meeting you all.
Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you for everything.